So how is everybody doing today? I guess we'll stay on schedule here so we don't get behind and get to the bar late tonight. How's everybody?
Great.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good. Well, I'm Jeff Persch, and this is Michael Bailey, and we are MobaTalk. Has anybody heard of MobaTalk? Has anybody heard of My Chingo? Little audio widget for your page to record some messages? Well, that's going to be part of MobaTalk in the near future here. That's a creation of Michael from April of last year that has been growing and growing steadily with word of mouth through podcasters, Podcast Boston, Pittsburgh, and now Toronto. MobaTalk is a multimedia comment system for your blogs or for your podcasts or vlogcasts, whatever we want to call them these days. We're here to sort of promote, but sort of get ideas from people on what they want, because we know what we want when we go to a blog or a audio podcast or any other site that can use a comment system to input comments into your shows. So what we have is, this is a little video we created at the hotel last night, uploaded it through Blip and brought it directly into WordPress. So it's cheesy, but...
So this is our first video cast. Got everything set up?
First video cast, I think it's set up.
I
got
we're
the
ready
soda.
to go.
Do we have smokes nearby?
No, we don't have any smokes. Okay. And that's it. That concludes our first episode.
So what...
We're now video casters, by the way.
Yeah, that's our first official. We're no good, but we don't care. And I know we're not the norm. We're smokers, so don't hold that against us yet. So what we can do is we can add multimedia comments into the stream of the comments. We went to the Imperial Pub last night for the initial launch of people getting together, take our picture and upload it right through the stream, and a couple of more pictures from this morning and the mingling, and a couple of people chit-chatting. And then we can also upload comments through the phone.
Hey, this is Jeff. We are now eating lunch at Pod Camp. Great lunch provided by Subway. I don't know who paid for it, but thank you whoever paid for it. And we will talk in our section.
And then we got Chris Brogan to come and make a comment.
Hey guys, it's Chris Brogan. Man, this PodCamp in Toronto is rocking. The people who are in New York City coming up and the people who are down in Atlanta coming up, they need to do as good a job or better as these guys in Toronto, because they brought the community together, man. They brought the house down. Good talking to you. Bye.
So what we did is, last session we took a couple of pictures and uploaded during the session. So here's our plugin for the blog, or for whatever system you're using that enables the MobaTalk plugin. We can do our standard text. We can take an image and upload that directly, and Michael, you're going to have to find a picture on here to upload. Your computer.
Okay.
Is anybody not afraid of calling somebody and talking into a microphone in this group? And we'll test the audio comment out on the phone real quick.
So in the spirit of PodCamp, which is an unconference, we were just basically unprepared for the session, and I had no real image to upload. But basically those I just brought in straight from the camera, pointed that upload process to my camera, and brought it in right from there. So while they're doing that audio comment, we have images and also the audio in the video. Right now, if I had a mic hooked up to the PC itself, through a Java applet, I could just record an audio comment straight into the blog from my machine. I updated Firefox last night. Been getting this all day. So. Okay, so like I said, in the spirit of PodCamp, it's to be expected, I guess.
Hey guys, is it a toll-free number that you can post for no break, or is it 416?
Yeah, right now we have a...
Until we get funding and we can afford a 1-800 number that takes 80
California
calls at a time.
Well, you're just asking for some feedback. Like, what if you could route the call? Like, say, corporate has a toll-free number.
Right.
And, kind of like the same way you would
See the toll-free
Yeah, just
forwarding to the other number?
toll-free
Yeah.
forwarding. So that way you're not putting a bill, but corporate will, and
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Accepting more calls.
Yeah, and another feedback that we got from a presentation we did a couple of weeks ago is to be able to turn each of these off. Because some people don't want the video comment to jumble up their comment stream. So we're going to allow for the users to take that off.
Okay.
And how many people have heard of OpenID lately? Getting the big push. OpenID is basically where you have one password, that username and password that travels the stream. Well, with MobaTalk, if you're MobaTalk enabled, and you're on a site that's MobaTalk enabled, all of your audio comments that you leave, or all of the audio, video, images that you receive are saved in your user interface on the web. So you're able to download them. We were talking about corporate podcasting last session, and I believe that employees are able to jump on and ask a question. They can even do that with the MyChingo widget right now, where you don't have to publish that widget, but you get the feedback from your users. They can ask questions. You download that MP3, put it right into your podcast, the question, and your vice president answers the question for the employee right there. Let's see if the audio comment made it up yet. I'm not a hotkey guy, so I need to learn them.
Hi, Jeff and Mike. This is Whitney Hoffman, and I'm really glad to be here.
Your dinner's ready. Come have dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. It's a great presentation, and it's been great meeting you. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, and it's really not that great right now because BlackBerry. But you know, it's not working on my USB charger to my computer, so it's going to be out in about 20 minutes, and no more phone for the weekend, and the wife's going to get mad.
So, let me just jump in. One thing you'll see here, it says that audio comment came in from a telephone commenter. And basically, if we would have logged in or had our caller ID in the MobaTalk system, it would have picked up that it was in fact you or Jeff, and then you get credit for that audio comment.
And it saves it right down to your user interface, so you always have track of that MP3 file that comes in.
Yeah, that MP3 would, yeah, exactly. But it's not done yet, so I'm usually late for dinner.
We're usually working telecommuting.
Telecommuting is good.
He's in Missouri, I'm in New Hampshire, so it's fun.
So that's kind of it, what we have right now, and where we're headed with it. I would like to turn it over to you guys and see what other suggestions you
Can we
can.
talk about how it's actually installed? Like if you're a publisher or someone or a publisher of a podcast or a blog, and how do you actually install it?
Well, initially, what we're targeting it to come out as a WordPress plugin.
Okay.
We have a couple core WordPress files that we have modified, and we're trying to either give you two avenues of doing it. Here you can modify your core files, and here's the plugin.
Yep.
Or we could maybe get some stuff out of the core system and make it all just a plugin.
Okay, so it's restricted to WordPress at this point?
Initially,
Right.
yeah. But then Blogger and TypeFed will come in
Nice.
right after that. Yeah.
Format the audio for
It's MP3.
okay, so you could pull that out and repurpose it in Podcast Theater or whatever.
Anything, any of the videos you can, any of the pictures.
What videos in?
Well, the online video recorder that's coming, those are going to be MP4s.
Okay.
And any of the uploaded video, we accept 4 formats, I think. SF, MOV, WMV, and something else that I can't think of. But it gets converted to FLV. So we convert everything to Flash video.
Yeah, okay. But the raw is there behind it. The thing that sucks is if it's just in Flash, you want to put it into a podcast or on the timeline.
Right. Right now, what we actually do, we just dump the original video.
Right.
But we're thinking if people wanted
Well,
access to it, we
yeah, I
can.
think if somebody wanted to repurpose that back into the
Sure.
podcast, want to show all the comments
Right.
in their next podcast.
So that'll probably be part of the system.
Right.
Well, and you can see how we're trying to make it. We were with CC Chapman one night, and we were wondering the little widget, because 2007 is the year of the widget. So we slapped together a widget real quick, and these are going to be the last comments that you made on other people's MobaTalk enabled blogs. So you'll be able to click that, or somebody on your website will be able to click it and discover more blogs from your comments saying, he makes a really good point, I wonder what the original post was about, let me head on over there. The good thing about the images is we're going to have the system where you can go to your user interface and upload a numerous amount of pictures instead of just going to each site. So you can take all of your pictures and throw them in. Them won't be public for people to see, but you'll be able to cross-post them to MobaTalk enabled blog comments throughout while you're surfing the web. And we have revenue share too, because everything's about revenue share these days, right? So what we like to call, you go onto TechCrunch, anybody go to TechCrunch or any of them websites? And you see the advertisements right up here in the top right-hand corner. So we call that the hotel lobby. Once you get into the elevator and go up to the 30th floor, there's no advertising all the way through there. You're wasting space. So what we're doing is just throwing a tiny, tiny comment in, every 5th comment, and you're going to get a third of the revenue. A third goes to our bandwidth, and a third goes to our wives or something. So you can see the little banners we throw in. Not too obstructive. Hopefully you get some clicks off of there, and if you have a lot of comments. And that's where we're going to be licensing to different websites. Go ahead, Jeff.
Is that a requirement or is that optional?
It's a requirement right now to pay for the service, because we don't want to charge people. I'm sure if we get some good funding, we'll look at the different stages we can go, but right now it's being bootstrapped and it's kind of expensive.
So everybody who installs this, by definition, is part of your rev share?
Right. Yep. I mean, we're not going to pay you $1 a month if you're making $1 a month, because the check costs more than $1 a month. But
this sounds like some questions. What if you don't want the money?
Yeah, what if you'd rather pay, like, you got, it's either pay for play or advertising?
Yeah, the second revenue model would be that you pay a license fee and we don't put banner ads on there. So.
We've been looking at a licensing fee, but we've been being contacted by some big corporations right now about using the service. So we're looking at higher money right now from them. And I guess we got to come up with steps that the normal user can use and do it.
Something else that came up last night was about like in your MobaTalk control panel, you would have the ability to like pick from our list of advertisers the banners that we're actually pushing. So maybe, you know, if you're a certain segment and you don't want a banner ad that would maybe upset your viewing audience or listening audience or something, so you'd be able to like turn on and turn off certain
I was thinking like if you're a nonprofit, like you're an actual nonprofit or something,
yeah.
you don't want that to be a revenue stream because
right.
you don't want to deal with the
Right, and I've actually,
Exactly.
from a website that I was with before this, I've been in contact in America with the Ad Council of America. They do all the nonprofit advertising that's pretty much has to be given to the networks to play a certain amount of time.
Right.
I've been in contact with them about taking some, so if somebody wants to do a nonprofit, they can do that sort of ad also. Because it's about the community, everybody's talking, it's about the community, and it really is. In this space, I mean, when we go to the corporate structure, no, you're giving us $100,000 a year to use it or whatever, you know, get what we can out of them. But yeah, any ideas? Anybody like or dislike anything about it?
Does the moderation queue work the same in my regular WordPress, where if like I'm waiting in moderation, I just use the system log?
Really? Because we turn moderation on.
It says your comment is awaiting moderation. So if you let me through this time, am I going to be able to get it in next time again?
Yeah, we may have it still set up that way. That's part of the core WordPress files that we did, because I actually wanted to just let you stay in WordPress and use the administrative console that you're used to using. And so by modifying those core files, anything that's in, like if you upload an image and we have to still process it, you shouldn't really know about it yet because we're busy working on the attachment. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, it just works just like WordPress works.
See, it's approved, so it might just be waiting for the image to process.
It's in process. Maybe I got to do a refresh.
So we have it set up with tickets, so.
Yeah, there I am.
Yeah, so this kind of grew out of my Chingo, this is my third PodCamp that I've attended. I got hooked on listening to podcasts about a year and a half ago, and just from hearing what everybody else had to say, the one thing that they were all saying is that they wanted an easy way to provide feedback to the content producers. And so that's kind of how my Chingo got born. It was just a quick and dirty, here's some audio comments, and it worked. And 6,000 members later, it's like, I just can't leave well enough alone. I got to come out with some more stuff. So it is about the community. The whole monetary stuff is just, we're like making that part up right now, So we'll all figure it out together again.
How much of it is Java?
The recorder, the audio recorder, and the video recorder are both going to be Java, and I just chose that because I think the quality is better because it does it on your machine. The flash-based solutions are dependent on how fast your internet connection is. So there's Java on the recorder, and then about all the other languages that are out there for the web, all working behind the scenes.
I think there's 2 languages we're not using.
Yeah, well,
That might have just been updated this week, though, with the video.
Still out there.
And what's your sense of reliability? What was the trouble there? Because I had the same experience when I tried it for the first time.
On Firefox,
Yeah.
it's a Firefox issue, I think.
Firefox intersects Java, or
I'm not sure, but like now it'll probably never do that again. You know, so some initialization process. But I do notice it more often every time Firefox updates that I have an issue with it, and then I don't have an issue.
never had a problem in IE? IE, okay.
IE, no. Once I accepted the initial certificate from the Java applet, I haven't had any problems. Now that site right now has a problem in IE with some style sheets.
Different issue.
Yeah, it's an issue. That's IE.
Did you still have your question?
I was just going to make a comment. I represent York University.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of banner advertising, that would be just not even a no.
Right, and that's a licensing thing?
It is, but I know that, you might want to separate post-secondary education.
We are. Our feedback, we have a launch email that we have on the homepage of the site, and I think that's the most feedback we've gotten is from educational institutions.
When you look at our target audience, they're your next generation.
Right. Yep. And I mean, we're not sticking to just blogs or anything like that. We're trying to get into, to make our money on the side of social networks and how many social networks are popping up in the past 3 weeks and put the service rate in there. But that's the future.
We're going to create our own social network. Did you have a question over here?
Yeah, say you're a blogger and you want to pick this up and use it. Do you have any support materials that they could use that in turn might reduce the intimidation or walk people through how to comment on their sites? Or do they just plug it in and figure it out?
Well, and we're starting to get more and more documentation as we go. If you go to the MMS email, we have a whole description on what to do. If you pop into the images, it isn't so much of one right now, it's just choose a file. And I guess we could put a description, look on your computer, hit choose a file, look on your computer, the whole instruction thing.
We'll probably have a FAQ come out, FAQ, and then I noticed on my Chingo a couple people took it upon themselves to create a video tutorial. Here's how you use my Chingo. I mean, they just did it, and I just stumbled across it. So it's a great community, and people are going to do stuff like that. But yeah, instructional PDF or whatever, we certainly could put something like that together.
See, Jay, you should make a song, no lyrics, and then use it and have people sing their own lyrics to your song. It'd be fun. I mean, not like you use it in the end, but.
Any more questions?
Yeah. If I forget lyrics for the song, people sing.
Yeah.
I've got iPods, so I don't remember how to.
Well, I appreciate your time. If there's no more questions, I think aren't we over at 2? So,
No, it's like a half. I don't know.
I don't know. It's 2
We got quarter after this.
Oh, okay.
Or not. Whatever.
Everybody can mingle.
Thank you.
Talk amongst yourselves.